People contend that who you are is determined more by your goals, aspirations, and wants than by your results. The same applies to how you look. Society will convince you that you are perfect just the way you are and that you don't need to change, despite what others may say. However, as a man, you are genuinely characterized by your accomplishments, attractiveness, and other characteristics that may seem superficial. Just think of these as the standards by which people evaluate you and develop their initial judgment of you. You need to be aware of these hard truths if you want to succeed as a high-value man. Of course, you don't have to keep up your appearance and performance to please society. After all, we do things first for God and ourselves, not for other people. Following that, here are 6 truth bombs you need to know and never ever forget. Number 1. Men are only respected for wealth, influence, and status. This is a no-brainer. And whatever society might have you believing in these days, men are not loved, admired, or respected for anything else other than what they earn, how influential they are, and what their socioeconomic status is. There's a saying that states only women, children, and your pets are loved unconditionally. A man has to provide, generate wealth, achieve prosperity, and foster the general health, happiness, and well-being of his loved ones, and then he will be loved and admired conditionally. So, men are only admired and respected on the condition that they provide. Otherwise, the world is a very rough and ugly place for men. If you look around yourself, and then around the world, notice that the only men who are admired and respected are because of either their wealth and influence, or fame and status. Consider billionaires and global sportsmen, or global celebrities and musicians. They are all respected and admired for the wealth and fame they've amassed, and not for who they are as people. I can bet that even their wives and girlfriends are with them because of their status and the amount of money they make. So, when it comes to MGTOW men, or men who have gone their own way, their best bet at gaining admiration and respect is to constantly work on improving themselves, to generate more wealth, to work on new ideas and bring them to life in order to achieve more, be more, and have more respect. Because otherwise, society is only going to shun them for not wanting to be with women. And it's incredibly important for them to not be with women and waste their time, energy, and resources, all of which should instead be used on achieving their goals, dreams, and ambitions. Number 2, society will not accept your decision to go your way. This goes out to all men who have chosen to go their own way. The truth is, and you might already know it or must have faced it by now, society will never completely accept your decision to abstain from the lure of women and from everything that comes after you're with one. Since ages, men and women have been used to and even subjected to traditional gender roles where men have always been providers, while women have always been nurturers. However, with the advent of time and the progression of society, culture, technology, the concept of family has changed. Men are no longer the only hunters and gatherers as they used to be, or in other words, the providers of families. Women have also become providers now since they started taking boardroom positions at corporations in various fields. But the weird thing is, society still expects men to adhere to the same old role that men have always had of being the provider. This means that while women are celebrated for taking up employment and generating wealth, men are still expected to be the providers for women and children. And so, even with men going their own way and not getting part of relationships and marriage, they are still expected to use their lives and lifestyles to provide for men. It's a double standard, but it's true. Number 3, men cannot waste their time, for time is money. If a place, someone, or a situation doesn't suit you, just leave. Do you know what the main characteristics of high-value men are that make them so valuable? They don't waste their time at the neighborhood pub or with the woman who bothers them often, since they have a low tolerance for things that don't further their goals. As the saying goes, time is money. Time is a man's most valuable resource, according to billionaires and other top earners you may have come into contact with. Time is money, both theoretically and practically. Find out how to utilize it. What do you think someone who is dying would regret the most? Most frequently, it's because they didn't maximize their time to do the tasks that were most important to them. If the girl you love or the frequently visited location doesn't meet your needs, make the decision to depart as a guy. Learn how to live a regret-free life. Number 4, men can never complain about anything. It's fine if women do. Fix it. In today's society, complaining is common, but it's only accepted if it's done by a woman. Almost everyone else dislikes their profession and employment. Most people hate their partner, their kids, and their way of life. It's socially acceptable for women to do this. But if a man did this, he would be called names and thought of as a loser. There is a lot of anger, envy, and jealousy in the world. Just because you viewed a Snapchat story of someone traveling the world, your life suddenly doesn't matter. You start to feel that what God has given you so far is not enough. If you stay in this cycle of jealousy, your insides will rot. Therefore, never express dissatisfaction. Never use the phrase "Monday is coming and I have to go to work again" to convey your grief. Simply carry on and keep up the good work. Just observe the homeless people in your immediate vicinity. They would do anything to be in your position right now, working at their jobs, having a roof over their heads, and having families they could go back to. If you want to live your life, stop complaining and start making it better. If you don't enjoy your current job, develop the skills you need to move up or start your own business. Though he is aware that everything is doable with the right perspective, skills, and, most significantly, God's grace, keep in mind that moaning is for the weak. A resilient and grounded man laughs in the face of difficulty. Number 5, men cannot let their emotions take control. Each of us will come across someone at some point who irritates them. Even if someone might say or do something that makes you want to lash out in anger, being grounded involves not holding grudges against anyone. Just remember that it's in their nature to behave this way, and don't take anything personally. Like in a fight, the worst thing you can do in a boxing match is get upset and start fighting violently. By doing this, you let your emotions control you and abandon all of your combat techniques. Please consider the following scenario. If you have $5,000 in your bank account and someone stole $10 from you, would you get upset and throw the remaining $4,990 away? No. Therefore, when people behave badly, try not to let those 10 unpleasant seconds ruin your entire day. You should refrain from speaking while viewing them as if you were watching an actor play a part in a movie. As you learned in truth number 1, you must let go of everything that isn't beneficial to you. So just observe and go forward. With MGTOW men, it's even more important to regulate their emotions so they have better control of themselves and set a better example of MGTOW men in society. Number 6, men have to take responsibility for their families. The last truth bomb is that it is and always will be men who will have to take care of their families and take responsibility of their well-being. No matter how many women become providers themselves, they will never take the burden and responsibility of their entire families on their shoulders. Men, whether it's someone who believes in dating marriage or men who have gone their own way, will have to do that. A man who is driven by his objectives might easily start a hunting journey with only those things on his mind. This could include advice on how to earn more money, look your best, or help other people the most. That's all well and good, but your family also needs your care. According to a saying, you shouldn't ever forget the people who have supported you from the start. Your family. Most guys don't realize this until they suffer the loss of a loved one or a member of their family. They try to make amends by going to their graveyard and doing what their family asks, but by that time it is too late to start. They are the ones that have been and will continue to be by your side. The majority of boys do not have close bonds with their families since traditional family values have all but vanished in the West. This can be a sign that you're not close with your mother, brothers, or parents. In this case, try not to be angry. Fix it. Try to lend a helpful hand, even though it could be challenging at first. If all else fails, just keep living your best life while knowing that you've done everything in your ability to reunite your family. Throughout your entire life, you should strive to live a life without regrets. Brothers, always remember that a man is only as excellent as the role model he follows. Instead of looking to men as your role models, turn to God. Even if you don't think there is a God, think about his attributes. For instance, God is wise, trustworthy, and strong for the weak. Build your reality piece by piece. A truth that you won't regret looking back on. So, these were 6 truth bombs that men need to come face to face in order to live a life of substance and value. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.